Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have a replay. We haven't had one of these on the channel in a while. In today's replay, we are featuring Glock here in the Tier 5, quite overpowered Italian premium battleship, the Giulio Cesare, or the Julius Caesar, for us that don't speak Italian all that well. So this is quite an interesting battle. Some rather peculiar things happen in this battle in both teams. So make sure you stick around for all of it. So, game starts off, and we have someone who is in the Genova on the enemy team. Can we get an F in chat for them? Because that poor soul. So, naturally, the conversation breaks out about that. Now, something to note is that Glock is up-tiered in his Caesar. He's up-tiered to Tier 6, where the devs tried to place this ship not that long ago. They tried to move it to Tier 6 because this ship is, quite frankly, way overpowered at Tier 5. And they thought, well, Tier 6 it would be a better home for it, but that fell through. And that pretty much was the last word from Wargaming on ever-changing premiums, at least by moving them up and down in the tech trees, in the tiers. So, rip any chance of the Viribus Unitas getting moved down to Tier 4. Anyway, that's another discussion for another video. So you got this Isabel closing in on Glock here in his Caesar. Well, he was closing in, now he just went undetected. Glock still takes a pot shot at him. So the enemy team, well, if you take a look at the minimap, the enemy team, a good portion of them has gone to the A cap, with most of the friendly team. This is a carrier game, by the way, if you haven't noticed all the planes flying around. So, looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish friendly ships at A. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish enemy ships at A as well. So, looks like A is going to be the party, and C is going to be the sideshow. And, ooh, that, I'm not sure if that missed or bounced or what, but Glock got lucky there. Because for those of you that don't know, the Caesar actually has a pretty weak side. It's easy to citadel if you can get at its sides. However, if they do stay angled just right, they can bounce well a lot. So Glock returns the favor to the Isabel for about 11,000 damage right there. Enemy team has captured C. And if you also look at the mini-map, the destroyer on this side of the map is behind everybody. Now, granted, it is a carrier game, so I can understand him maybe not being as far out as he should be, but destroyers still need to be around the front lines. If you take a look over in the west, the destroyer over in the west is at least in the front, but he's also sticking by a cruiser for AA cover. That's a smart move. The destroyer over here is just hanging back. Ooh, and also, Glock just smacked that Nürnberg in the face for another, I think, yeah, another 10,000 damage. Ow. So, yeah, the Caesar, I haven't played this ship because I don't have it. But the guns are very, very nice. They have very, very good pins on their AP. The armor is... Ooh, we just lost the Emerald on the friendly team. Armor is pretty good too, except for in the sides. But again, as long as you stay angled with your side armor, you should be relatively okay as long as you don't run into anything whose guns aren't too big. So this de Grasse is selling broadside on to Glock, and... Owie. Glock just got a Citadel on the de Grasse on top of 2 pins, and I think he broke his engine there as well. And Glock just thankfully dodged those torpedoes. And, ooh, there's a New Mexico. That is a tough customer. Although he is shooting HE, which I am surprised by. New Mexico has 12 14-inch guns, and they hit pretty dang hard. They are American guns. Ooh, and the enemy team just capped the A cap. If you look out west, the friendly team... Oh, just citadeled the New Mexico. That is something that is pretty difficult to do. The New Mexico is a freaking tough ship. However, he is selling perfectly broadside to Glock and doesn't seem to care about it too much either, which is strange. Most battleship players, after they get citadel like that, will angle in or out so that it does not happen again. But it could be that he knew he was going to go undetected there real quick, so he didn't bother switching up. So now both sides, both the A cap and the C cap have been captured by the enemy team, and Glock is now the only person who has moved into the B cap to capture. So there's that. You're getting a case of Glock's team is being very passive right now, and they are not pushing up. You've got one battleship that's at about the same latitude as Glock, but for the rest of the team, they're pretty far in the back, and the enemy team, they're pushing up, so they're capping as well. This de Grasse, for some reason I don't know, continues to sell broadside onto Glock, and, well, guess what the results are, boys and girls? Another Citadel. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's just sold tunnel vision on shooting at that cruiser back there that he just didn't notice. But you would think after having a good chunk of his health removed for selling broadside to a battleship that he would be paying more attention. And the friendly Trino just took out the enemy Omaha. And I think that, well, that actually wasn't the ramming icon. And see, that's weird. I watched this replay the first time, and the Trino took out the Omaha. And because the ramming sign's normally the, no, that was ramming, but he didn't get Die Hard. So I don't know what it was, because that's sometimes the icon that pops up when you ram somebody. So he sunk him one way or the other, and then the Omaha takes out the Trino with a torpedo. So fair trade there. Both teams are down 3 ships. Every team's down 1 BB and 2 cruisers. Friendly team is down 3 cruisers. Now the enemy Ryujo is coming in, and Glock is all alone over here. Regardless of your ship's AA rating, you never want to be alone around a carrier. So here we go, boys and girls. Ooh, enemy de Grasse again selling broadside onto Glock from 11 kilometers out. I don't know why you do this. And look, he's not turning. Starts turning at the last possible second and gets a ricochet. That guy got lucky. And ooh, hello torpedoes. Just took a big hit there from, I think that was a carrier that just nuked the crap out of Glock. De Grasse selling away, kiting. Glock's not taking the bait. Glock managed to shoot down, what, 3 planes now? Okay, de Grasse, and look, he starts to open up again. Something you do not want to do when you only have 1800 health left in a cruiser when there's a battleship that you were fighting. And, ooh, he's being targeted by all types of wonderful people. And if you guys didn't catch that, Glock just got an 870 damage Citadel off of the de Grasse. Isabel, 12 kilometers away with an Emerald as well. Isabel's paying very close attention to him. As, well, you'd expect him. Isabel is pretty angled, and he's got all turrets on Glock. There we go. And Glock cannot turn to the right because there's an island there, so he has to turn back out left. And, ooh, got off of that pretty easy. He is turning, so his ship is rolled, so his Citadel is exposed even more. But he managed to get away without a Citadel hit, but that was a fairly decent-sized hit for this ship's health pool. Ismo coming in a bit closer. Looks like he's targeting the DD now. Emerald also coming in, targeting the DD. And let's see what happens here. Ryujo also determined to sink Glock. I mean, why wouldn't you? Ooh! Big hit on the Emerald, 9,700 damage. 1 fan and 1 Citadel. Second torpedo didn't arm there, thankfully. And he took the full force of that first torpedo, though. So we got the Isabel and the Emerald pushing in here. And Glock is still selling broadside onto these guys. Not the best idea, but given the situation, it seems to be working out for him so far. Takes another torpedo, I'm guessing, to the stern right there. Takes a hit from someone else. I'm guessing that was from the forward turret on the Isabel. And, ooh, loses another 5,000 health there. He's down to about 6,000 health now. Okay, so, however, on the western side of the map, Glock's team has gotten their stuff together, and they have now successfully pushed through the A cap and taken care of the enemies there. So, this so far is a case of the friendly team was very passive in the beginning, but now they're starting to push, which is a very good thing. Ismail bounces most of those shots. He only gets about 970 damage out there on 1 stray pin. Emerald, leaving his smoke screen for some reason, is now available to the world, and Isabel gets some hits there on Glock's superstructure. Now, I was confused at this the first time, like, why didn't he shoot the broadside Isabel? But if you notice, he just loaded HE. Assuming he was expecting the Emerald to stay in the smoke, he was going to deal with the bow on Isabel. And now he's loading AP again. And, ooh, This is why a lot of Battleship players just stick with AP, because more often than not, someone's going to pop up, and you don't have the time to switch from HE to AP and back and forth, so you just roll with AP most of the time, and if someone's battle on, you just shoot them in their superstructure, try to knock out their turrets, or wait for them to turn. Now, if you're in a battle tanking situation where you're both battle tanking, then yeah, sure, you're going to switch over to HE, but for most cases, Battleships just stay loaded with AP. And there he got 2 no damage pins and 2 bounces. I'm assuming those 2 no damage pins went into the Isabel's turrets. So the situation right now is looking pretty decent for Glock's team, although that can and often does change without much notice. So Broadside Emerald, again, so many broadside cruisers this game, but if you look at the minimap, he is having to deal with a lot in front of him. So of course showing his bow to the guys in front of him is worse than, well, actually it's not better than showing his broadside to Glock, because he just got dunked on by him. So now Isabel 4 kilometers away from Glock, staying broadside on to Glock, because again he's pointing his stern at the rest of the enemy team, and well, he's going to survive a bit longer facing Glock. Turns there at the last second, that saves him from being instantly deleted, but he only has 400 health left, so when that torpedo from the Ranger nicks him, well, bye-bye Isabel. And this is what's very good about having a team that's willing to push a flank. They now made it to where that Emerald and this Isabel were forced to show their broadside to Glock along with this New Mexico, so Glock could take advantage of that. This is a very good team Glock has so far, and we'll see what happens. So New Mexico, very tough customer, very tough armor, hard to Citadel, but again, the Caesar, great AP, good pins, doesn't Citadel him, but gets some dang good pins off of him. And Kamikaze, good lord, just sunk the friendly Matsuki. And New Mexico has HE loaded and is shooting at the cruiser behind Glock. And the logic behind that is, of course, Battleship players, we don't like cruisers because their DPM is so high. Ooh, Raiju just took out the friendly Isabel. Their DPM is so high with the HE that they can easily burn battleships down. So a smart Battleship player will always try to take out the cruisers first and work on the battleships second, because even if the battleships have HE loaded, their rate of fire is so much lower that they won't be able to start as many fires or do as much damage as cruisers can. Now, he just took out the Pensacola that was behind Glock, and now he's showing his complete broadside to Glock. Has HE loaded, starts 2 fires on Glock. That was a moment of being blessed by RNG. Glock, of course, has his guns. Ooh, but unfortunately, Glock did have HE loaded. So he does not a great salvo, but he gets high caliber out of it. There's enough to push him over that threshold. And this New Mexico is continuing to sell broadside onto Glock, and he has HE loaded. Now, again, it takes a very long time for battleships to switch from AP to HE, but I maybe would have waited for AP if I was this guy in the New Mexico. Some more HE into the bow of Glock's Caesar, and there goes that New Mexico. So now, Glock has 2 fires, no damage cut, and he just popped his last hill. For those of you that haven't been keeping up, this Ryujo and Kamikaze combo has been cleaning up on Glock's team quite nicely. Kamikaze has sunk into 30 ships already, and there's another one to add to that Kamikaze's kill count, and the Ryujo's been doing a good job of spotting for him. So this Ryujo and this Kamikaze are working together quite well, and this game may not be perfectly secure just yet. No Warships game really is until the clock has either hit 0 or the points have hit 100 or the last enemy ship is on the bottom of the ocean floor. That is one very good thing about this game, is that the matches can be so just crazy sometimes. Now, unfortunately, it's the case where a lot of the matches are just one side gets stomped and the other side does the stomping, and goodbye Konisberg. Kamikaze is a very, very, very good tier 5 destroyer, by the way, if you haven't noticed yet. So that's this Kamikaze's second death strike in the past couple of minutes. So now it's 4 ships down to 2. So the Kamikaze and the Ryujo on the enemy side. You've got the Caesar, the Milbartan, the American carrier, and a New Mexico on the friendly side. Now this Ryujo is doing a good thing, and he's running away from the combat zone. Most carriers you'll see, they will park themselves behind an island and not move, but this guy knows what's up. He's trying to get out of dodge before he gets overran. And again, this is showing that attitude of I'm going to fight down to the last minute, to the last second if need be, which is very, very, very good. I like seeing people that will do that rather than the people that just, it's over, so they'll just go AFK and, let whatever side win that's going to win. And I've seen people do that from the 18-minute mark. If you're wondering, I have it recorded. That is the Don't Be That Guy 4 or 5. He decided that the team was too stupid, and he just sat AFK from like the 16 or 17-minute mark for the rest of the game. So, yeah. And this, this landing mill is safe from those torpedoes. Now, the carrier should really be targeting Glock here because he's only got 7,000 health left. And he is relatively alone, so he could easily dive bomb Glock out of existence, and that would buy his team some more time. But that does not happen. No one else dies in this match. The Kamikaze, if you notice there for a second, he tried to contest the C-cap, but it doesn't happen. But good job to those two, that Kamikaze and that Ryujo. They really almost brought it back for their team there at the end. And I do believe if they had more time, maybe, I don't know, another 5 or 6 minutes, that game could have had a very, very, very different ending to it. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that replay. I know it was the Caesar and it is, an OP ship, but it was an interesting match to see some actual good teamwork from both sides of the playing field. And that wasn't the closest game ever, but I would say that was a definite good game. It wasn't a raffle stop one way or the other. And at the beginning, until about halfway there, you really couldn't. No one was really winning. And again, very good game. Good job there, Glock. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. We are on our way to 5,000 subscribers. We're getting there quite fast because of you guys. And if you have a replay, please feel free to send it in. I had some really good replays I wanted to show you guys, but just with work and my bad sense of time, unfortunately, I can't record them anymore because the last big patch came out. So unfortunately, I had some really good ones. I'm really disappointed I couldn't get to show you guys, but this was one of them that I thankfully managed to get out in time. So again, guys, hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. Hope you enjoyed the video, and hope to catch all of you guys in the next one.